What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noah and Patrick podcast. This is episode number 48. Pablo Sandoval. Just saw a TikTok, and it was Buster Posey hitting a grand.
46.
What?
Pretty sure it's episode 46.
Oh. This is episode number 46. When I saw it on the notes, it looked like an 8. You know, I'm blind, even though I have glasses. But anyways, TikTok's still relevant. I'll still talk about it. But Buster Posey hit a grand slam in the same game that Madison Bumgarner hit a grand slam. And wow, the stadium was packed, sold out crowd. Kind of crazy to see. That was like in the good old days, you know, Pablo Sandoval, like I said, Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence just did a Savannah Bananas game in Sacramento. So, but yeah, that seemed like the good old days back then.
Yeah, they won the World Series that year, I'm pretty sure. That happened. So, I mean, they were on I think that was the last one they won out of the 3 out of the 5 years.
Yeah. But if anyone notices that I'm a little distracted, it's because Ryan and I got a cat, little kitten, named Coco. I'm going to attempt to pick her up. Oh, you could just hold her with one hand. Everyone say hi to Coco. She's a black cat. She has my eyes.
Your guys' kid.
This is my first kid. One of many.
Very restless.
She can hide behind the mic. That's how tiny she is. But she I tried to work this morning. She was like climbing on my laptop, just hard. Ow, ow, ow. And there she goes. And she is gone like that. So everyone, I don't know if I'm going to post a picture. I don't know if we're going to make an Instagram for her. I know Daniel's cat Icky has an Instagram. Maybe I'll make a Instagram for Coco. But yeah, new addition to the family.
Congrats.
Never knew I was going to be a cat dad. I was allergic to cats when I was little, so I've grown out of it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That works.
I know Noah's a dog person.
Yeah, I used to have cats, though.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to have 2 cats. That was years ago, but yeah, some of them are chill, some of them aren't.
Well, we've only had Coco for one night, and or one day-ish. And yeah, she would her foster was saying that she's like the easiest cat they've ever had. So that's good. And yeah, I can definitely see that she's very cuddly. She'll get off you when she's done. Like that encounter. I don't know how good that was, but yeah, let's get into this episode. Noah, we have a lot to get to. Noah's internet was out for the longest time, so that's why this one's a little late. But it's okay. It makes for more stuff to talk about, like Jonathan Taylor and the Colts drama. Jonathan Taylor requests a trade after not getting a contract done. Contract extension. You know, running backs are having a hard time this year trying to get contracts done, like Saquon Barkley. But yeah, what do you think? What's gonna come out of this?
I mean, I think he's gonna be stuck on the Colts I think he has this year left on his contract. So, and then they also threatened to not pay him, and he'd also have to play for them next year if he doesn't play this year because he got a back injury that wasn't football related, I guess. So they put him on the non-football injury list, and he would have to. This wouldn't count as a year on his contract, and he would not get paid either. So I think he plays it out this year. I don't think they'll trade him, and if they do, it won't be till probably like near the deadline,
Yeah,
just depending on how the team's doing. But yeah, I mean, Jim Irsay has been very vocal.
very
He
interesting guy.
he just does not care.
No,
He just doesn't care at all. It's an interesting guy. He's a very owner for the owners type guy. He's like, well, we're not going to pay him. Who cares about him?
yeah,
He's
he
like,
had a weird quote.
if he retired,
Yeah,
nobody would care if he retired, stuff like that.
exactly. People
Um,
just move on from us. It's
yeah,
not.
I mean, he said about himself too. He's like, if I was just to leave, no one would care I left either. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
what he was saying. But um, yeah, tough for running backs right now.
yeah, it's not.
And
Like nothing came out of it. They had like a running back only meeting, and like nothing came out of it.
I
Like,
mean, there's nothing they could do. They're
yeah,
thing.
it's not like the NBA where someone holds out, they're gonna get traded. It's a little different environment over in the NFL. So, yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor's just gonna stay with the Colts. He'll probably just play. It's like, what? He's not gonna sit out.
And maybe
But
he'll sit out a few games, but I think he will play.
yeah, that knocks him down on the fantasy rankings. He's not the number
Yeah,
one running back anymore. So,
yeah. Um, I don't know. I don't know if you risk it. Probably risk him. Maybe a second. Someone will probably pick him second, third round, maybe even
someone who,
first.
someone just doesn't know.
Yeah, or who's just like, I'm gonna take a risk on it.
Yeah.
He'll play with Anthony Richardson.
But we did have a football game. Football is back. Jets versus Browns Hall of Fame game. Um, Jets and the Browns have to play one extra preseason game, so of course none of the starters are playing in the Hall of Fame game. But we did see some interesting stuff. I would say Dorian Thompson
Yeah,
from UCLA.
looks
He
good.
had a good game. Looked better, way better than Kellen Mond, who had some NFL experience, but he definitely good. Jets, still struggling. Zach Wilson, Mike White, but
Mike White's not there, but
is he not?
no, Mike White's on the Dolphins.
Oh, well, this is not great. See, I don't even know the Jets situation. I don't know Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think only Dorian Thompson really stood out the whole game, but I mean, it was just a Hall of Fame game exhibition. I don't think anyone was really or anyone was expecting much out of the game. Um, what's his name? Wilson. I think he went like 2 for 5. He didn't play that much, but he threw
Tim
for like
Boyle.
threw for like 65 yards or something. So
Yeah,
no, it didn't look awful. Didn't throw a pick, which is good out of his little, small sample size. So,
yeah,
um, but I think Kellen Mond and um Dorian Thompson was probably to see who makes the last roster spot for the QBs, and it's looking like Dorian Thompson easily won
yeah,
that one, if that's what it was.
yeah. Everyone was just playing for roster spots. And I guess the game was kind of expensive as well. It was like tickets were pretty high. It was averaging like 230 for the game, which is I don't know. For backups playing, I don't know. Maybe it's just for the vibe.
I
Though.
mean, it's a Hall of Fame game, I guess, for
Yeah.
the name,
Yeah.
first game of the year, I guess. But preseason starting next week or this week.
Yeah.
This week, I
This
think.
week. This
It
week.
would have been next week when if we recorded it, our
Yeah.
usual. But yeah, this week we'll see. We'll see how teams play it out in the preseason.
Sorry, Coco was eating something that she shouldn't be eating. Like I said, it's gonna happen a lot. Second day in the house. Don't know what's gonna happen. But what is interesting is the Pac-12 is dead. No one is left. Just chalk the whole year. Who cares? I mean, well, this year it's fine, but next year it's not going to be fine. Um, we got Oregon, Sco Ducks, and University of Washington Huskies gonna join the Big Ten. Noah, are you excited to watch Oregon versus Rutgers? Week 1, baby.
I think it's going to be great that Oregon's going to fly across the country for the first game. No, I really, really wanted the Pac-12 to stay alive, and
Yeah,
like I did see something the other day too, like before all this happened. People were saying like, oh, it looks like they're going to stay together, blah blah blah. They just bring in two other teams, and then
yeah,
all of a sudden, like literally the next day after I saw that video, boom, Oregon, Washington leave.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know what they're gonna do there. I mean, Oregon, Washington, Big Ten. It's a pretty no longer 10 Big 10. It's
It's
18
just a
teams.
big
It's
conference.
it's just huge. ASU, Utah, and Arizona are going to join the Big 12. This was right after um, Oregon and Washington news came out.
Yeah,
So I mean, that only leaves Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, and
Wazoo.
Washington State. So like, well, what do they do? Do they just pull teams into the Pac-12? Um, they're gonna have to do it quick. They have to do it like right now. They're gonna have to find some teams for the year after.
Yep.
Um, um, those teams leave,
They might as
and
well just join the Mountain West and become the Pacific Mountain West.
I just like how do you, I just don't think the Pac-12 can like can die. You know how long it's been around,
Yep.
like 100 years or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
how does that just like go away?
Yeah.
I think maybe you bring in Boise,
Yeah. Boise.
maybe
Well, I mean,
Hawaii.
that's not. Those are still not great options. It's just
But
like,
I mean, you need some teams though.
yeah. Oh my gosh, give me a second. You can still keep talking. I'm here. I'm listening.
I mean, I don't know what else was to say. Um,
You said bringing in teams like Hawaii, Hawaii.
Hawaii, you
Daniel can
know,
put his transcript in. He's over there right now. He could maybe play for the team.
hey, he has some eligibility. He's never played, so
Yeah,
you could get on some sort of team. But
running. I see him as running back, power running back.
goal line,
Go line.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're gonna have to do something. I'm sure they're just gonna have to merge with another conference like the Mountain West or some other school or
yeah, they'll probably just take on some teams.
yeah.
I just don't know who it's gonna be.
But Oregon also and Washington, they missed out on some money too. They came into the TV deal late, so they're not getting as much money, but it's still more money that was expected by the Pac-12. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Ohio State's in the conference now. Michigan. Um, yeah, like I said, Rutgers. Looking forward to that.
I mean, it's good for those schools and stuff because they get to play like competition and everything like that. But
Yeah,
tough for the conference, Pac-12. We'll see what happens with that next year. We'll see if they
yeah,
bring any teams in. Um, talking about bringing people in, we got Max Scherzer getting traded to the Texas Rangers.
yeah,
There weren't very big trades on the MLB trade deadline that people were expecting once Otani was taken off of the trade market, but there was
yeah,
a couple big names. Then they're both from the Mets, but Scherzer to the Rangers, it was a lot. It took a lot. It had the it had a no trade clause. He had to waive.
yep,
Um, the Rangers made it so he had to use his player option for next year, so they get it for 2 years, not just one, for a rental. So he's going to be on the Rangers for 2 years.
Yep.
The Mets cover 35 million of the deal that he has left, which is like I don't know, like 60 something million. But does this make the Rangers a favorite for the World Series? Because now they have, well, they don't have DeGrom anymore, but they have Max Scherzer's now their new ace. Their team is just playing out of control. Like they have one of the best on base percentages in the league,
Yeah,
if
the
not the
offense
best.
killing it.
Yeah. So do you think
Um,
that they can make a
I
World
think
Series
they
push here?
they already made a good um impression on the season. They're in first place in their division. They're kind of doing what the Mets are doing, but better. Just going all in for the fans. Putting a good team out there this year. You hire Bruce Bochy, got that guy out of retirement, and I think that's what they needed. And now they have a stud in Scherzer. Um, that brings playoff experience. The Rangers are going to make the playoffs. People are saying they're probably going to be in the World Series. That's how far they got them. So I think they're going to be a contender. Scherzer had a rough debut though. He gave up 30 in the first inning, but he did
Yeah.
shut him out the rest, and they won the game, and he got the win. So um, I don't know. It just seems right, and the Mets, they spent all the money this year to go all in, and it didn't work out. They were under 500 at the trade deadline, and they decided to just scrap the whole thing. Just
Yeah.
not even a couple years into it, just half a year and done.
Yeah, they did get Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother.
Yep.
He's 21. I think he was like maybe a top three, top five prospect for the Rangers. He looks pretty good too. So they did get a good piece. They saved I guess, some money out of the deal. But then they also moved Justin Verlander
Yeah.
to another AL West team. The He's Astros.
Again.
Yeah, right, going right back after he left.
Yeah.
He also had a waive of no trade clause. It was huge to those Dodgers. Rangers were even on him for a bit before they got Scherzer, and then he ended up going to the Astros. But
Another good move, I think. Verlander, he didn't like the deal that the Astros were giving him, and so that's why he went to the Mets. He got more money, more years,
now
and
he's
then he
back to the
goes
team he
right
wants to
back
be
to
on.
the Astros, and the Astros don't have to pay him as much because
Yeah,
the Mets are covering it. So it's like it all worked out, and
yeah. In the end, he got to be where he wanted to be.
yeah, and I think Verlander's way happier on the Astros. That's where he won two Cy Youngs back to back. So
Yeah, the Astros really needed some pitching. They had a lot of injuries
well,
on
like
their
one guy threw a no hitter.
yeah, and then
So
right after Framber Valdez threw a no hitter. But
crazy.
um, yeah, they're trying to make a push to the playoffs. They're in a wild card spot right now, a couple games behind the Rangers in the AL West. But watch out for the Mariners. Mariners making a push.
Yeah.
But I mean, since we're on the AL West,
Yeah.
I mean they're the teams that made a lot of moves actually. Now that you look at it, but the Angels, they won a few games before the deadline. They were like, look, let's just go for it. Let's make a push. Trade deadline passes. They get they get CJ Cron. They get a couple pitchers,
Yeah.
all rentals. They're all 1 year guys. They
Yeah.
give up a lot of big prospects.
Yeah.
Maybe not big baseball in general, but their farm system. And now they're 0-6 since the trade deadline. They got passed up by the Mariners.
Yeah.
They're like 6 games out of the wild card spots. They're not looking good at all. Did they make the right choice
I think
not trading Otani?
I think they did make the right choice of not trading Otani, but they didn't have to go in like this. They to bring in some people. And they're going for it all. If they make the playoffs and Otani sees that they are trying to, get there to the playoffs. That's all they have to do is get into the playoffs. They don't even have to win the division or anything. So, um, I think it's still okay that they kept Otani, but maybe not doing all this and it's not working out. So, um, it's going to be interesting in the off season.
Yeah, I mean, they're still waiting on Trout to come back, which could help push,
Is it really
them
going to
up.
make that big of a difference? Trout coming back?
I mean, he's probably the second or third best player in the world right now. But
Yeah.
I think they should have just traded Otani. I think this really messed up their chances with Otani and their future in general. Like I think for the next if Otani leaves, they're done for the next however many years. It's not re-signing Giolito back. They're not re-signing any of the other trades they got back. It's just they just traded away their
Yeah, they traded
three
some of
or
their
four
best.
of their best players in their
Exactly.
farm system.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, it's just not looking good
And
for the
like
Angels right
Otani
now.
doesn't have anything. Like he doesn't owe anyone.
Yeah, no,
Like he's doing
he's
his own he's doing his thing.
it's not like he's playing bad.
No.
He's literally carrying this team as much as he can.
Yeah.
He's hit I don't know how many game tying go aheads, clutch moments for this
Yeah.
Angels team, and then like they just can't keep the lead. They gave up
Yeah.
a go ahead grand slam to the Mariners the other day.
Yeah. That's a
It's just
that's a tough one. That was
yeah,
a tough one to watch.
it's just not looking good for them right now, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Otani decides to leave in free agency. Because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
No.
I mean,
No.
going past the trade deadline, they had one of the hardest stretches of games against like top teams. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they just assumed they're just going to win.
Yeah. And they
They're
weren't
0-6.
breaking 500 versus the first half of the schedule. So what makes them think that they're gonna go over 500 in the second half? But yeah, still on the baseball topic. I don't know if you've seen this. It's been going around, but USA under 12 pure domination. They ended up winning the championship already. But Leland Henry, man, somebody's got to check that guy's birth certificate because this guy
Massive.
is huge. Just hitting dingers. It was true that they beat Australia 41 or New Zealand 41 to 1,
Like
42 to 1.
43 to 1 or something.
Jesus, like I would quit after the first.
I mean, it's just not fair. You see this guy out there on the field just hitting the ball out of MLB ballparks, not even just whatever ballpark they're playing in.
Yeah.
I saw a little clip of him hitting a ball like almost 400 feet out of over a 275-foot fence. It was like it just completely was just obliterated.
Yeah.
Like it just went over. I don't even know where it landed. You couldn't even see where it landed. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we're talking about best players ever. I mean, maybe Leland Henry is that guy. He's the next prospect. We'll see in the next. I mean, he's 12 years old, so there's still 6 years until he enters the draft. But I'm sure we'll see his name again in 6 years, um, if he keeps it up, potentially being, one of the top picks in the draft because he hit 682 or something like that, almost 700 in a turn in the world under
Yeah.
12 world tournament, whatever it is.
Yeah. I just pulled up like the championship, the whole series. So they did beat New Zealand 43 to 1. Then they beat Panama in a close one, 6 to 4. And then they lost to Dominican Republic, which is interesting, 13 to 9. Then they beat Korea. They beat Czech Republic 25 to 0. And
And this
let's
isn't
see.
the little league World Series where it's not even the best
Yeah,
players from the cities and stuff.
just a
This is like
region, like all of the US.
this is yeah, the Team USA. It's
Yeah,
literally like an Olympic roster type
like
deal.
World Baseball Classic type
Yeah,
atmosphere.
you're going like these are the guys try out for the team. They have to beat out all these other kids who are one of the top kids in the country and face all the other top kids in all the other countries. So
Yeah, just
this
trying.
is an easy competition for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, Leland Henry at 12 years old, 5'11".
He's a big dude.
Yeah, they have a
Big dude.
right-hander, 5'10". Jeez, taller than Noah.
Yeah, same height as you. Wow, same height as you. Like what? You're 12 years old. What is this? Why
Yes.
did you get attacked?
Oh,
That's kind of weird.
but yeah, that's pretty interesting stuff there. Um, wow, talk about interesting. Our favorite guy, Domingo Herman. What a guy. So let's look at the timeline. We did talk about him throwing the perfect game. We've also Noah made a TikTok about him. Probably not the best guy to root for, who got a perfect game, but got into some trouble. He's been placed on the restricted list for alcohol abuse. Noah, what is the restricted list? Do you know?
You're just it's
Done.
kind of like
Just
you're just off. You're just like on like outside activities. It's like the non-football list, whatever
okay.
injury list. It's just not injured.
Gotcha. But yeah, he got placed on the restricted list for alcohol abuse, and this comes after throwing the perfect game. So first he was suspended for sticky stuff, 10 games. Then he gave up 10 runs in a start. Then he throws a perfect game, and then he got he got placed on the restricted list for alcohol abuse. So
And I will say before the perfect game, it's not like he was playing well. He was not
yeah,
having good games.
exactly.
He had a high like I don't know, it was like 60 ERA, whatever it was. He wasn't
Yeah,
pitching that well, and he just ended up throwing a perfect game against the A's. Um, which that's what seems to happen. Like perfect games, like a lot of the times the pitchers might be coming off of like a struggle or whatever, and they
yeah,
end up just throwing one. But I mean, so something has to be going on with this guy because I mean, like I said, he has been suspended um for domestic abuse before. Like I'm sure that he's had these problems before, but it's crazy. Like he came out, one of his teammates got sent down AAA. He was making a bunch of jokes about it to him and the team when he was around there. He had like some arguments with people in the clubhouse. Like this is like with a manager. Like this is like big stuff. Like during
yeah,
like in the clubhouse is where
yeah.
this is happening. Not out, not off of the field. This is like
Mhm.
in around his team. He's he's just drunk. He was just drunk, I guess, and I guess it's been happening for a while. Like um,
Oh my goodness.
pretty crazy,
Wow.
pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Like and the Yankees were tolerating it for a while. But something else with the Yankees. Anthony Rizzo had a concussion since May,
Yeah, I did
and
hear
they
that.
didn't know.
Yeah. And the numbers show. I heard the numbers. He was batting like over 300 before what was it, May 28th, I think. Is that when that happened?
They think it's when Fernando Tatis um on a pickoff move he came back to the base and he like kind of hit Rizzo in the head when Rizzo was trying to
Tag maybe.
apply the
Yeah.
tag, yeah, and his head kind of jerked to the right.
Yeah.
It got stuck like on his stomach or whatever it was. But
But also concussions too, a lot of people know in football, you may seem fine, but then it doesn't really hit you, you get kind of hits you later in time, but the numbers don't lie. He was batting over 300 before the incident, and then he dropped all the way down to under 200. And Rizzo came out saying that he wasn't really seeing the ball either, so he got
there
placed on
has to be
the
some
IL.
sign.
Yeah,
like how long that is. Like you can tell a guy's struggling really bad.
Yeah.
You think
Like it's a
maybe,
switch. It's like a flip.
yeah, you think maybe like you would not, maybe not like test him exactly for this, but maybe talk to him a little bit, try to figure it out, like
Yeah.
what's going on, and maybe the answers he's giving you, you'd be like, well, maybe we should test him for something like a little concussion.
Yeah.
But like I also don't know what happened with the exact like incident. Like I don't know if he left the game that time or he
Yeah.
was like he had to be looked at for a second because he got hurt. Like I don't know. I don't
I
know
don't I
exactly
don't remember.
the full thing that
Yeah.
happened with Tatis. But if it happened where he he had to leave the game or he was had to get looked at by the trainer because he was like down for a second at first base. Like, I mean, there has to be something there where obviously something happened. Maybe you should look into it a little more. Like, I don't know whose fault that is, or if it's
Yeah.
nobody's fault. I mean, I don't know. So,
Yeah. Finally, I mean, I also found a game that we could play. Maybe we could take a break and play the game and be a closer to the end of the episode. But we're gonna end this half with Anthony Davis signing a 3 year, 186 million max extension. He's getting 62 million a year, which is more than the Jaylen Brown contract. So Jaylen Brown was sitting pretty as the top player getting paid, but now it's Anthony Davis, which is very interesting because Anthony Davis seems like he gets injured every year,
mm,
but I feel like the Lakers had to do it.
yeah, I mean, it's either keep him or lose him and LeBron, probably, because LeBron's only has what 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens with LeBron too. 1 or 2 years left.
yeah,
But
very,
big money. I predicted that he would have got traded during the draft. Did not happen. Sent him to Portland, but
yeah,
I mean, when he's healthy, he's still one of the best players in the league. So and he's still young.
yeah. He's still in his prime, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Just stays healthy. Easy 2010 guy, 25-10 guy,
Yeah,
25-12 guy, whatever. Sky's the limit with this guy.
sky is the limit. But
But yeah, I mean, either we can play this game for the next episode or end it on this one. It's up to you. What do you think?
you want to squeeze it in there? We could do it in 4 minutes.
I don't even remember what it is.
You be the ump.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can if you want.
Yeah. All right, new game that I saw. Be the ump. With the
Little
MLB
test run here.
considering automated strike zone. Let's see if we can be more accurate. And I am lagging, so hopefully this works out. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we gotta test our skills. You make the call, Noah. Let's see it.
Okay.
Ooh,
So that's definitely that's a ball.
ball.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Well, that was easy.
The called it a strike.
I don't know how that one would be called a strike. That one looked lower than it actually was, honestly.
Hmm. Well,
All right, let's get another one.
guy was not happy about it.
Hey, that's right. Little curveball. Oh
Oh,
my god, it's a ball.
that's
Slider.
way outside.
Yeah.
That wasn't even close.
I mean, a little late.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's a ball. That's a ball.
oh.
That's not even close. That is not even close.
Nice. 2 for 2, Noah.
Of course, I'm an ump.
I'm an ump.
Ooh, that one sounds tough. I'm gonna call it a strike. It looked a little high, but I'm calling it a
High in the
strike.
zone.
Yeah,
Nice.
easy.
Let's see where it hits. top of the zone.
Easy. Look at that. That doesn't look like
Watching it
a
on the broadcast, it's like, oh god.
that doesn't look quick. Oh, laser.
Noah
Seth
hasn't
Brown.
missed yet.
It's a
Oh,
ball. It's a
that's
ball.
easy. That's an easy one. Let's watch the video. See it. Oh.
Low and outside. Yeah, Seth Brown. Let him know, Seth Brown. Yo, what is up with these trails on here? They're gonna mess me up.
Sorry.
A strike. It's a high slider, a little hanger. The guy should have took a yard. That was a homer.
Yep. Nice. Good fun facts. Got 2 pitches
Sign me
left.
up, baby.
Oh,
Oh, that's a ball.
that's
Slider
a
in the dirt.
98-mile-per-hour slider. Not even close.
How is that a 90? No way, that's right. It has to be who's throwing 98 mile per hour sliders? There's no way. Is that a fastball? Has to be a fastball.
Yeah, had to be a
There's
fastball.
no way it's a
They had no movement on that. All right, 1 pitch left. See, you know it can make it a perfect. Oh, well,
Oh, it's a strike.
that's an easy one.
Strike low and outside. Boom.
Boom.
Sign me up. Pay me the big bucks. Look at
Yeah.
that. Corner. Paint. Joe Musgrove.
Wow, look at you.
Head to the
7
World
for
Series.
7.